dressed as the only painted female orc. Male serpent orcs of his own tribe. But born with Tukun, panicked Dilith to lead a normal human life. Finally escaped from the snake's nest, I hope there will be other races to live with him. But the Dilith figure is very flat, very flat. All the orcs laughed at him as a weak male. It is known that he is the only painting type of Saint Mercy. Males go completely lit crazy. There is promotion at home, and there is a tyrant outside the system, seriously affecting his daily life. Clingy little blue octopus with a love brain. The white tiger who is heartbroken for the harmony of family males. I think about it every day, how to hook up with his white lacquered black mantafish. At this point, Dilith, who had just escaped from the snake's nest, turned back into a snake. The vest and shorts worn during the humanoid. But the rest of the snakes faded away and stuffed into the jungle. Keep going. It didn't take long to find traces of many orcs. You can still hear the roar of the beast. Dilith, let's face the sound together to launch Yuan-Shu. The front of your team. A white tiger roared up to the sky. There is actually an invasion of snake beasts in the oak territory. Protect female retreat. Then the white tiger turned into a human form. Short silver hair. The skin is bronzed. Abnormal muscles. Dilith is not slowing down. The smell of thin people is getting stronger and stronger. Dilith is getting happier and happier. The orcs must have discovered their own kind. Come and greet him happily. But beastmen are territorial. Later he will meet the other orcs. Be sure to apologize to them. Show the sincerity of joining. The earth began to tremble. The black shadow is menacing. Getting closer and closer to Dilith's favor. Dilith happily spat out a snake nature. Just about to speak. The white tiger at the head of the team pounced. Bited him with a bloody mouth. It turned out to be a blue beast. Dilith of the green beast is lower than him. Level 2 is definitely unbeatable. Dilith leaned over to show weakness. But the white tiger didn't give him a chance. Only bite 7 inches. Dilith turned around and ran. Shezihan's husband can bend and stretch. Come back tomorrow. That night, Dilith carefully followed the beastmen who had fallen in line, found the oak tribal territory. Early the next morning, Dilith appeared at the tribe gate. He took human form, in a little homemade tank top and shorts. Standing in front of the tribe gate, with big round eyes. Beloved looking not far away, orcs of the oak tribe. However, the serpentine is cold, no matter how excited Dilith is. In the eyes of the orcs, Dilith's expression was gloomy and cruel. The snake beast has no sincerity at all. White Tiger Keno. He is the next leader that everyone defaults to. Candidate today? He also replaces the leader who can't get away with something. Deal with snake beasts. Snake beast, what are you doing in our oak tribe early in the morning? Dilith has lingering fears about the white tiger. But he doesn't seem to have any intention of attacking now. Don't worry, and become cheerful. Dilith's heart, a little snake rejoiced with its tail. Join Yagan. Dilith, who has never dealt with orcs. A little stumbling. Zhongsho classical Chinese. He looked at the green animal print mark on Dilith's throat. Start whispering. This snake beast looks like it's just become an adult. But it's already green. The most talented Kino in our tribe. It was yellow in adulthood. Orcs have hierarchies. The grade mark is a beast pattern like this in Hojin. Grades from low to high are divided into red oranges. Yellow, green, green, blue and purple. Gray, white, black stone. The higher the level, the rarer the level of orcs. There are already very few white orcs. The orcs of Haven refer to the legend. If this snake beast really joined, our tribe will be stronger again. He is a lone beast. Ruthless. I don't know, join my tribe. What bad thing are you gonna do? It is. Seeing that public opinion is becoming more and more unfavorable to you. Dilith is in a hurry, the big eyes of Ben's nearest prototype. He glared a little more anxiously, but in the eyes of the orcs. The snake beast is angry. I want to hit the beast Kino and take a thoughtful look. The tip of Dilith's throat. Snake beast, do you really want to join the oak tribe? Dilith nodded heavily. The heavy beast reacted even more violently. Kino pondered for a while. According to the rules of the beast, to join our tribe, you need to hand in 100 grams of surprise. Dilith tilted her head in surprise. What? It refers to the surprise inside the beast. And from the perspective of the heavy beast, the snake beast didn't jump and dared to ask Lao Tzu for something. Fight a Kino carapace for a lifetime. Or we can license. You came to Oak's bonfire. If a female is willing to accept you and pick you up, you can stay with the Oak tribe and the females. Dilith's CPU burned. Nox nodded and waited. That's not quite right. Yes, and female. Jericho Ba'i. And Dearest was embarrassed to say, I like males. After saying that, Dilith subconsciously glanced at it. Nox's double door. The visions of the serpent beast are bold. When you move, you don't hide it. So Nox noticed Dilith. Look at his audience, being targeted by a male. Kino suddenly felt a little cold. Now Dilith is even more confused, so females like males. It's strange that there are orcs who can't hold back. The union of females and males is natural. But Snake Beast, you are obviously a male. She's a female. Dilith was dissatisfied and corrected to how it could be female. You are clearly a male who can transform. Females don't turn sexual, Dilith wants to argue. However, hearing the orc say so, he suddenly realized something was wrong and shut his mouth. If Nox had anything to say about Dilith, it's hard to think that Dilith is a snake beast. Or dispelled the speculation that he was a saint. Mercy exists only in legends. Snake females have a hard time surviving. Not to mention a snake clan. St. Celius leaves the Oak tribe. Found a damp cave on the edge of tribal territory. He plans to stay first. And the thing about females not transforming, Solve it later. Just a few steps closer to the cave, Dilith smells another snake beast. The serpent is a lone beast. Where they live is not fixed. So there is no territory. But they were still territorial. Especially for my own cave. It smells like the snake beast is still on his branch. Dilith turned around and ran. Just turned around. It was stopped by a straight snake stick in midair. I hit my own breath hard. Dilith felt her heart stop. He was forced to lie back for a long time. Shake your head and cough silently a few times. The snake's nature swayed uncomfortably in the air. However, the experience of living in the wild for a long time, he quickly calmed down. Staring vigilantly in front of you, staring vigilantly at yourself, the snake beast turned out to be Huiwen. Although the saying goes that those who know the current affairs are Junjia. But this sentence refers to organized, for disciplined orcs. For the lone orcs. Once you show weakness in front of them, it means you are telling the other party that you can eat me. Dilith threatens to prop up her body. The tail of the landscape is ready to go. Grey serpent. I don't care about him, this little green mosquito trash. He took a bite out of his nose. Noble circle around Dilith. The cold eyes gradually revealed curiosity. Dilith tried to run away several times. They were all easily beaten back by Huiwen. Damn level suppression. Who let him and this snake beast? That's 4 levels short. The black and red tongue finally stopped on his little. The scales where the gender characteristics are hidden in the abdomen. He stared curiously, and then stretched out his serpentine nature. Dilith bounces away with wide eyes. 2 moles at the corner of the eye. The big and small nostrils are also followed. The whole snake looks frightened. The gray snake beast Gold Gooey supports the snake's head with its tail. Looking at Dilith, he was suddenly attacked by a snake tail sticking out. Dilith was forced to take over. Hierarchical suppression of stimulation is no joke. Dilith go, almost ready to be eaten. However, the gray serpent only attacked him with its tail. Not dead. More like a test of his abilities. This confused Dilith a bit. Been played for a while? There are several serious places on Dilith. The gray snake beast put away its tail satisfactorily. It seems to approve of Dilith. Her upper body is in human form, nice and strong. A few strands of red hair hidden in long satin-like black hair. The whole snake is beautiful and evil. Dilith was stunned by this snake beast. Then the painted Telos looked up to Dilith. Motion him to draw too. Dilith thought she might be cheating. Like a rattle. Tyros stretched out the snake's tail impatiently and menacingly. Dilith immediately erected his snake tail. Pull out your vest from anti-aging. The head goes into the vest and draws the shape. After the upper body becomes a human form, he's got his front covered. Telos is also the first time to see the female star of the snake clan, 2 eyes fixed on Dilith. Anti-aging position, ignited into a simple and cute kitten. Sure enough, it is a beautiful little Shang-Chi. Although he looks thin, but Tyros knew from the temptation just now, his body is very powerful. Obviously, this is one that can overcome at birth. All brothers, living alone in the jungle, tough little snake to adulthood. Because I'm afraid of being played by Telos again. He reluctantly and Tyros exchanged his first name. My name is Dilith. He wasn't sure what this snake beast was doing. Snake beasts have always been cold-blooded and reclusive animals. It would be nice if the same kind met without a fight to the death. Not to mention swapping names here. Tyros pointed to Dilith's abdomen and snake tail. You are Saint. Dilith really doesn't understand what Saint Mercy is. Beautiful willow leaves not torn together. What is Holy Mercy? Is it just a little magnet that doesn't understand anything? There was even more interest in Telos's eyes. Circle around him. Dilith attempts to escape again. As a result, it was unsurprisingly killed by Dilo again. Seth rolled back with a 7-inch curl. Telos is a very crisp snake. If you like it, you decide. And he said, be my significant other. Don't talk faster than your brain. When Dilith finally remembered to regret it. He has been thrown into the cave by Tyros. In the nearby pool, 2 snakes are fighting in a pool of water. Not so much a fight. It is better to say that one is desperately resisting, and the other is Dilith, who is a whole lot shorter. No match for Telos at all. Do your best. In the eyes of Telos, it's just a little ant dancing. Fun tight. Dilith stops exhausted. Lie on the bottom of the pool and don't move. Telos scooped him up with his snake tail. Then carry it back to the cave. The second round of Overlord Hardbow begins. Dilith started to resist desperately again. Although Telos had the intention to force him to take his shoes. But there is no hurry in action. It's more just teasing him. Dilith, who realized this, was even more angry. 20 years of life. Snakes live 2 years. He had never been played by a snake before. Do you want a snake face? Telos goes hunting during the day. Or napping in a cave. Dilith took the opportunity to run away. He was caught again at night and later. Dilith went out to fight the beast and was secretly surprised. At night, he was swept back to the cave by Tylos, being lustful to sleep with. The resentment of Dilith's restricted freedom is growing. Gradually vent into the Oak tribal territory, on the surrounding beasts, even from green text to clear text. A few days later, beasts in a radius of dozens of miles run away when they see Dilith, caused his efficiency of saving red gold to drop off a cliff, although Shang-Chi's doubts have not been resolved. But Dilith still thinks. It's always right to save the red gold first. After all, the orcs here seem to use longevity, gold as currency. He used to be a snake working alone. A snake is full, the whole family is not hungry. Sometimes all the gold is eaten to upgrade. When it's really useful, he can't take out a life gold. One day, Dillith was depressed in the oak tribe. It's swimming around the periphery. He's really around here. Why didn't I see it? Kino, are you lying to me? A girl is riding a white tiger. Walking on the edge of the oak territory, the girl angrily kicked the white tiger on the head. Dillith hides in the grass. You go and call that snake beast out. Don't hurt him? The white tiger roared. Krona kicked the white tiger in anger. I'm your sister. I finally got my eye on a male. You don't even want to help me? It's too much for my parents and me. The white tiger quietly rolled its eyes and roared. Krona yells sophistry. No, that snake beast was the first male I liked. That bear, I just... It's the blue and white tiger that bites when he sees him. Dillith buries herself even lower. The snake beast said he was still Tylos. You have to hurry, otherwise he'll miss the bonfire tonight. The white tiger roared in disapproval again. I believe the snake beast will not harm us. He really wanted to join me. Our tribe, not to mention you. You are the only blue warrior in our tribe. That snake beast is only green. With you around, he wouldn't dare hurt the tribe. Okay, that means Dillith is right. Dillith pops her head out of the bushes. Trees become friendly prototypes. Oops, snake beast. Krona jumped off Nox's back happily. Nox slapped him on the shoulder. To prevent his heartless sister. Just stupidly running towards the dangerous snake beast. Hello, snake beast. I am Krona. The daughter of the chief of the oak tribe. Krona put on his proud sorrow. His figure is bumpy and has three-dimensional features. Healthy, weak complexion. From a modern perspective. A beautiful, healthy, beautiful woman. Delisa's upper body turned into a human. Still wearing her little homemade vest. Dillith Krona's haughty smile stopped for a moment. The eyes were glued to Dillith's face and couldn't take them off at all. Just a few days. Dillith got another level up. And he's even more beautiful. The skin is as smooth and delicate as an egg. Hair as smooth and soft as the killing of the sea orcs. Shining in the sun. He is so beautiful. More beautiful than a woman. For a moment, Nox had the illusion that he was a female. Although he is flat. He quickly shook off the thought in his heart that he couldn't sleep. I've been single for a long time, and even the males feel beautiful. Dillith, I invite you to be my significant other. Dillith's nostrils are scared round. I am lonely in the end. Dillith still didn't dare to say that she was a word. Sex thing, he had to do nothing. To be rejected so decisively by a male. And Krona wasn't happy. Why? I am the most beautiful magnet of the oak tribe. Or the daughter of the chief. And I'm an adult this year. If you promise to mate with me, you could be my significant other, Drisson. Think about it or repeat the previous sentence. No, Krona's pride was rubbed hard. He had his hands on his hips. Loud and haughty peacock-like indictment of Delistow. How could you refuse me? Just travel with me. You can join the tribe directly. Besides, I'm so beautiful. Don't be ignorant. Oh, I'll go. It doesn't make sense. Dillith is irritable and wags her tail. Krona unknowability. Whoops. I'm going crazy. You turned me down for the third time, Dillith. It's an honor for you to be liked by my Krona. Okay. Reflex, Dillith turns around and gets ready to go. If you're not my significant other, even if you trade 100 surprises, you will not be allowed to join the oak tribe either. Kino is really helpless towards this sister. I was about to talk to Krona. As a result, the snake beast on the opposite side fried its scales first. The dignity of snakes and snakes is not allowed to be provoked. Dillith turns and attacks. Threatened by snake teeth, I showed you my face. Seeing the snake beast is about to go crazy, Kino also hurriedly entered combat readiness, worried that the snake beast will get angry and really come to attack the female. Dillith saw that the white tiger was trying to fight. More angry. He pounces. Kinoicho, Dillith is really going to hit the female. Can't care. They're here to invite Dillith into the tribe. Put down Krona quickly. Just rush up and face Dillith. When you say you take the time to join in the fun, one snake and one tiger have been fighting inexorably. When all the beasts think. When the snake beast was about to be beaten by the Lanwin white tiger, they were surprised to find the white tiger can't take advantage of the level at all. Dillith is agile. Go up the tree for a while, go into the water for a fierce attack. After a while, he ducked in the grass. The offense also specializes in picking the soft abdomen of the white tiger, exhausted the advantage of the snake beast. As the battle continues, he actually slowly gained the upper hand. Up the tree for the last time. Bess quickly took out the vest from the anti-aging. Upper body in human form. Pretending to be angry, every word is unreasonable. Nox also took the form of a human. The snake beast is obviously the female who attacked us first. Dillith fried the bell angrily. He wanted to join a tribe. As a result, the tribe could not be added and was found in trouble. Snake beasts in interpersonal communication is the most impatient creature. Obviously you attack me first. You show hostility towards females. Nox continued to calm down and said he didn't know why. He was the leader of a tribal hunting party. I'm actually willing to bicker with Dillith here. Dillith doesn't care about the rain. He roared angrily. The angry eagle came out. He deserves it for his bad attitude, Oak. Dillith pulls out a middle finger. It shows support for Oak. After speaking, he took proud steps. Turn around and walk in the opposite direction of the Telos cave. Nox lost the fight. Dillith's words hit the nail on the head. Although in Nox's cognition, most females have this personality. But Kano, I still think that Dillith is the one who is angry. Good reason to be angry. This fight was a misunderstanding. Next time I see Dillith, He'd better apologize morally. Out of the reach of the oak people. Dillis suddenly got up. Just now's arrogant posture. Invincible at all, he looks left and right as a thief. Make sure there's no Telos nearby. The one in the cultivation room ran away. However, at night, Tyros still found him accurately and rolled Dilith back into the cave. Abominable grey serpent beast. The next few days, Dilith began to run deeper into the forest. Hunt every day until they come home scarred. Take a break at night to recuperate. By the way, I was forced to sleep with Dylos. Continue to go to the forest to hunt and upgrade the next day. He went to the depths of the forest to find the beasts. Improve as soon as possible, etc. Then defeat Tylos. Regain the freedom of the night. Telos doesn't know what it means. It has been similar to the software these days. Lock him up in his cave. Don't look at Tyros during the day and leave him alone. In fact, I have been quietly staring in the dark. Otherwise, how could it be that every sunset, decontamination, find him, then roll him back? But it must be said that Tyros is going to rob him. But nothing has been done. I'm sorry to make Dillis turn her face. After all, he is an orc. Barely, it's a fulfillment of his half-wish to live in a group. But Snake still held his breath. However, the oak department, Luo, he doesn't plan to join for the time being. So the mystery that females can't transform. It was put aside by Dillis. He doesn't want to ask that one that always forces him to accompany him at night. Sleeping, stinky snake beast. I asked him last time and he didn't say. He doesn't want to lick his face and ask a second time. The snake bared its teeth and grinned. When Krona went back, there was a big fight. Asked the leader to recruit Dillis into the tribe. People are half against and half agree. The objection is to doubt the intentions of the snake beast. I agree because of the strength of the snake beast. The leader was torn and asked Kino. Nox hesitated for a moment, then nodded. That snake beast seems to be a good snake. And he's very talented. Hordes need highly talented orcs. The only 2 wolf warriors in the tribe agreed. The leader also loosened his mouth. He said that the next time the snake beast comes, he will agree to join the tribe. However, the serpent beast never came again. Every day Krona thought of the serpent. Finally, can't wait. Ride my brother Kino again. Find Dillis in the forest. Today's beasts are a bit powerful. Dilith eats a gold. The wound on the body has healed 7 or 8. He dragged his tired body out of the depths of the forest. Dillis. Dilith started the above. What is Snakehead Krona doing to him? Dillis, Krona rode Kino to Dilith. Dillis, for the sake of your sincerity. Oak accepts your membership. Krona barely reached Dillisher's head. Accidentally make a tired move. However, he turned around and left coldly. Dillis, don't be ignorant. Nox sighed inwardly. It would be nice if Krona didn't get beat up for this invitation. He puts Krona down. Become human. Dilith's low magnetic voice sounded. Dillis turned the snake's head. Black skin and white hair, the muscles just swelled up. Shoulders straight. A tough guy with a sense of sophistication. Dilith glanced down. Suddenly he twisted back like he was scalded. What does this mean by not wearing clothes? Nox took a strange look at the visibly panicked snake. What's wrong with males and males? No, there is still some doubt that Dilith is a saint. The thought of, you may now be presenting yourself to a female. Nox suddenly felt uncomfortable. Find your hide quickly from Krona. Around the waist, Dillis, I apologize to you for what happened the other day. I misunderstood your intentions. I thought you were going to attack the female, so I went first. Dillis tilted her head proudly. His eyes squinted. This white tiger is quite upright. But he wasn't shocked. I don't like Krona. There are so many tribes in the world. Dilith didn't have to hang herself on a tribe. So the snake is ready to go again? The Dillis tribe needs your great abilities. And believe that you will become stronger in the future. Make more corresponding decisions for the tribe. The orcs of the tribe admire your talent and strength. I believe that if you join a tribe, there will be many strong people who take the initiative to befriend you. When Dianji started, our tribe will organize hunting teams to go to the North Sea to exchange rocks, hunting bacon, and even exchanging magnets. To the North Sea, you can also make friends with many sea people. Orcs make friends. Now Dilith is really moved. Why did he join Blue? It's just for living in groups. Are you going for a friend? What to do, Beihai, welcome. It's interesting to hear. Love. Delise likes things that are new, fun, and lively, but I wasn't surprised. If you agree to join the hunting party, you can directly join the Oak tribe. It's so good, why does it feel tricky? Dillis hesitated, but on second thought, thinking of the one who rolls him back into the hole every night, Thelos of the cave. Does Oak have gray text? Gray text, no, but there is a Zwin giver. Is our leader. Lanwin has 2. 1 child text and 2 blue texts. Should beat Highwin. Dillis finally nodded. Nox carrying Krona. Follow Dillis. 3 go to the Oak tribe together. For taking care of Krona. Nox is slow. But Dillis is still afraid of Telos. Afraid that he will find himself and run to catch up. His tail swings restlessly. Hurry up, what's the hurry? All agree that you joined. The Oaks are a tribe of trustworthiness. Will not regret it. Krona was shaking his head on Nox's back. Dillis was itchy. I heard that because of the imbalance between male and female. Males respond to a rare number of spines. Sex is quite forgiving and caring. Explorer Krona will know. Obviously you can go. Nox is going to carry him on his back. Oops. Why doesn't he get this kind of treatment? Just because he's a painting female? What on earth do painting females do? Dilys really wants to know. Dilys is anxious. Dilys is anxious. Sweep the floor faster with a tail like a pendulum. Soon swept a bald field. Snakes and beasts are cloudy and sunny. Swagger into the oak tribe. Dilys found a place outside the tribe. The shadiest place. It left a scent. I plan to go out to cut trees tomorrow, or dig a stone and make a nest lord. At dusk, there was a tribal commotion. Leith goes out to watch the fun. Then I caught a little unlucky scholar. What's the matter? From the perspective of other orcs. Indeed, Dilys grabbed his waist hard. A bad answer. Just strangle your cruel expression. The red-striped orc shakes and shakes. Another snake beast has arrived outside the tribe. There's an orc running back. Where's Dilys? He's looking for Dilys. The red-striped beast man looks innocent and the snake beast seems to be looking for you. Here comes Tylos. Dilys realized that she had joined the tribe. He can't help himself. Swaggering to the gate of the tribe again. Take the gate as a ring. Two snakes and beasts are interacting with each other. Dilys takes human form. Even the legs are changed. Crossed waist, Dilith in human form is only 1.8 meters. Compared with the thin vision, which is 2 meters thin, he loves it ridiculously. Let alone, and Talasby, who is more than 2.2 meters tall. But Dilith didn't panic at all. He stood inside the door laughing. In fact, this snake beast is due to its bestial nature. Just a contemptuous cold snort to catch me. Tylos watched Dilys glide forward a few steps. The orc guarding the gate arched his back vigilantly. Dilith sneered again. Squeeze your feet. He stuck out his pink tongue coldly. You can't catch me, can you? Can't catch me. Ha ha ha, he turned into an animal. Roll a few times on the ground. Arching like a caterpillar. A defiant look at Tylos. The upright Kino was dumbfounded. Still so late. Is Dilith really male? Every step Tylos takes, the more orcs around him. Even the two Lanwen beasts turned into beasts. Entered combat readiness. Dilys looked over for the last time. Final, you noticed the slightly upturned corners of Tylos' mouth. It was the first time he'd seen Tylos smile. Tylos is a black and red snake. Although he is also slender after taking human form. But the muscles are tight and much stronger than Dilys. She was as fair as Dilys. Hair down to the waist. A few strands of red and a waterfall of black hair. When you laugh, the whole snake is beautiful and very evil. Dilys was stunned. This evil and beautiful snake is still gray. To have good looks. To have strength. He's ashamed of himself as a little female snake. Many females around are afraid and fascinated by Tyros. Gradually remembered crying and talking. Dilith came back to her senses. Arrogantly turned away from the snake's head. The orc suddenly gasped for air. Dilith looked over curiously. I saw Tylos holding one in his right hand. Zijin walks towards him. Dilith had big round eyes. Flat back. As a result, the leader does not know when. Stand behind him. Blocked his way. Tianyao King Snake. Dilys is disheartened. Thought Tylos was going to take him away again. And Tylos just stood there in front of him. In front of the petrified Dilith. Gently opened Dilith's equally petrified mouth. Put the purple gold in. He gulped it down. If this is Dilys in human form, then the beast will surely find out. His eyes were bigger than a copper bell. And shocked little round nostrils bigger than mung beans. Talos with a thumb. Gently rubbing Dilys's lips. Little snake, don't tell the tribe that you are a saint. His voice was gentle and clear. Let the beast feel inexplicably comfortable after listening to it. But what is Saint Mercy? Dilys is crazy about curiosity. Tylos moved slightly closer to Dilys. Told him a story. Legend has it that thousands of years ago, in order to protect the reproduction of orcs, preserve their power, gives very few females the power of males. Become a saint. They were born bestial. It has the same survival ability as the males. And it only takes 2 short years. You can be fully mature, has the ability to reproduce, sacred mercy and male union, can breed more powerful orcs. And you can handle an infinite number of males. However, because of the scarcity of divine mercy, the saints of small tribes are often competed for by the orcs. Occupy captivity, and the mercy of the great tribe, although he has strong combat power to protect Shengshi. But the mercy society is therefore closely protected. They are spoiled by the perennial sun. Holy mercy. Powerful abilities cannot be exercised and developed. The base is vulnerable. Mercy gradually ceased to appear. To this day, mercy exists only in legends. And Tylos leaves. Only Dilith was left a snake messy in the wind. What do you mean? It means to live. You can't be a woman these days, can you? He can't be a male for the rest of his life, can he? Wait a minute. Tell a story. Why send a purple gold snake? Snakes are messy and distressed. Swim back to his new home in a mess. Get ready to sleep on the tree. Lili feeds Dilys. At night, Krona ran under his tree with his waist crossed. There was a big brown bear behind him. Dilys has a bonfire tonight. Are you going? There is a party, and Dilith decisively gives up thinking first. Happy to keep up with the party and play. Krona invited him to his little bunker. Where does the fire go? There's only one there now. Just followed Krona to call his big brown bear. By this time, he had transformed into a human form and surrounded the herd of animal skins. Dilith doesn't have carditis. The children followed. Halfway, it was taken away by Kino. 7-inch snake. 7 inches of the snake was caught by Kino at the big campfire. Dilys bared her teeth and threatened him. Like a delicate little female spoiling significant others. Nox thought silently. He kindly reminded, I didn't find one by every little campfire. Females? So what? He is also a female, why can't he go? And even if he's pretending to be a male now, aren't there males around that little campfire? Dilys patted her tail in protest. Which female invites you to have a little campfire with her? Just to invite you and the Tajia Brigade. The protest stopped. Dilys took her clothes out of the anti-aging. No one took human form. Drawn, come out. Kino happened to be persuading. Ask him for Dilith's Krona. I don't know what the two said. Krona put her hands on her hips in disbelief. Hold on to your pride. Dilith bowed her head. I looked at my hot kid buns. So he deserved it. He was obviously a saint, but can only be regarded as a male. But now he has joined the Oak tribe. Except for temporarily disguising as a male. There seems to be no other way. Krona was eventually persuaded to leave by Not. Angrily stamped his feet and left the ditch. Decided to live under the guise of a male for now. Dilith's mood suddenly relaxed a lot. He pulled a leg of lamb. Sit cross-legged on the ground and eat a pit. Living in the wild for a long time is like a cat drinking blood for a long time. This is an inelegant question. Has been decisively ruled out. Beyond Dilith's survival manual. Nox couldn't help but secretly observe Dilith. He's a little short. No muscles. Sitting next to him, petite like a little female star. This snake beast is too dead. Is he dead? If he really is the Holy Mercy, it shouldn't be easy to tell yourself. Nox, think about it. Tempting and talking to Dilys. There will be martial arts in Oak tonight. Adult females choose significant others. Do you like anything? You can go up and participate in the competition. Top 10. The recipient has the right to choose significant others. Dilys has been concerned about her gender. Ocean Wave, he decisively identified himself as a male. Raise your head and glance at the 5 small magnets on the stage at will. And then in a lack of interest, he said no. Nox doesn't give up. I also want to ask about Tyros's relationship with him again. A conversation between 2 recipients. It caught his attention. Can you smell that? The smell of a female about to go into heat. Why is it so rich this time? Nox sniffled. It does have a very strong smell of female rut. Is that Krona? He is the closest to us. Dilys stops eating meat. Silently recalled knowledge about female estrus. He was an orphan. No one called him that. He's a freshman. Don't know anything. It's not like someone sucked their nose hard. The taste is sweet and a little cold. It smells like a white tiger in rut. Dilys seems to have realized something. Nibbling on the leg of lamb, pretending to be nothing, the butt quietly moved away from the 2 orcs. This action, it also brought him closer to Kino. The taste of Nox's nose is stronger. He almost thought it was Dilith who was going into heat. 2 beasts next to it. The atmosphere of people chatting is getting more and more intense. If I end my journey, I treat our females well every day. Pick him sweets and plant ginkgos. I give him what he wants. Just let me go to Beihai to exchange shells for him. I can also take all my prey at once. Go change it for him. What are you? Can I have another orc? Dilith listened happily as she gnawed on the meat, chatting with both hands, although males say they love their females. But such love really does make females happy? Dilith thinks being thin is precious for females. What's really valuable is their ability to reproduce. So-called love, nothing more than keep one carefully and it will multiply. Just a female. If this is a sterile female, do males still love them with all their heart and lung? But it's not so good to be male. Dilys, if one goes down pretending to be a male, then wouldn't it be impossible to travel and find family forever? Then won't he be lonely and widowed for the rest of his life? He still wants to live with other beasts. Dilys was torn. Chew the meat. The next morning, Dilys slept in on a rare occasion. So Kroner called him early in the morning. A big brown bear is still following behind. Dilys. Dilys holding her breath to get up. The upper body takes the form of a human and jumps down the tree. The orcs have gone hunting, aren't you going? Snake beasts need to eat every 2 days. Dilith is not hungry now, but he needs to go out and find materials for a nest. So I went out with Krona. Although he did not like the proud Kroner. But he still has questions about female estrus to ask. Krona had to reluctantly be friends with him. Just arrived at the tribe gate. Dilys saw Tilo guarding the tribe's gate. The whole snake straightened up in anger. Staring vigilantly at Tilos. Tilos has a prey by his side. Seeing Dilys come out, he pushes the prey towards him. Dilys curls his prey with his tail. He threw it at Tylos. Tilos catches his prey accurately. Throw it back. Dilys threw it back without thinking. The 2 snake beasts played the relay ball like this. The beast watched the 2 snake beasts flirting. Is there a raging love among snake beasts? Tilos passed the beast coolly. The beast quickly pretended to be fine and left Dilys. He savaged his prey, crushed, and went back to the tribe angrily. Let that stinky snake wait outside the tribe. Krona rarely kept up with Dilys. Just on the way out of the tribe, Leith asked him a lot, questions about female estrus. I asked him, where can I collect cotton for estrus? Krona is happy, because Dilith is finally going to accept him. Yes, that's right. Dilys asked him so many questions. It must be because he has to be ready when he is in rut. I asked him for a trip, but this snake beast outside the tribe, it seems to be stronger than Dilys. It's better to see Krona standing at the tribal gate. Look at Tilos's face. Your face is red. Snake beast, what is your name? Tilos gave him a cold look. Turn around and leave. Feed the snake beast. Krona chase after him. The big brown bear wailed. trying to stop the playful Krona. But was rejected by Krona. Krona catches up with Telos without looking back. The big brown bear was appointed to follow behind Krona. Telos is annoying. He walked to the easy water pond and went in to sink. Completely concealed the trail, Krona jumping. Dillith looked at the tribe gate. Make sure there is no sign of Tyros. He sped away into the forest. Start looking for materials for a nest. It is too troublesome to cut down the trees one by one. Why don't you just find a big rock? The house is comfortable as long as you can live in it. It doesn't have to look good, but grinding stones is also a big problem. He is a serpent. No sharp claws like tigers, wolves, and lions. Can't chisel stone. He tried to chisel a few times with the tip of his tail. Very inefficient. It's kind of bumpy. He thought of Kino of wolf. So I asked him for help. Nox decisively refused. Males have to make their own nest. Even a female. He has only significant others and suitors. Can help him. Dillith thought for a while with her big, aggrieved eyes. Pull wings from the jungle. Think for a while. With a heavy expression, he gave him all the wing towels. Kino Blackline. He's a wolf-like orc who lacks this. Dillith thought for a moment, and the snake's tail wrapped around Kino's ankle. The tip of the tail gently scratched the tip of Not's tail. Coquettish meaningful of Kino was teased black face a red. Almost weak legs. This action infuriated Telos, who was hiding in the pool. The next second, he suddenly picked up and attacked Kino. When the crowd feels like eating a melon, the battle has gone from Tylos to Kano. Switch to Telos versus Kino and Dillis. Tyros, stop. Dillis rarely speaks clearly. Tongue beasts are cruel creatures. Besides, Tyros is still an orc. If you really want to kill, killing an orc is not easy. But Dillith is now an orc of the Oak tribe. If Kino dies in front of him, even if Dillis has a good conscience, he is also afraid of causing trouble, so I can only help Kino fight together. Telos, stop. The numbers are locked tightly, and Dillith slowly turns into a human form. Kino's whole body is injured. Dillis was unscathed. 3 confronted. Telos' expression was a little lonely. Dillis, this is the first time Tyros has called him. Dillis, be smart. In his voice, I can hear the smell of a diving dog. Don't kill orcs of oak. Telos classical. I'm a little better off being my significant other. Melon-eating beast sucks in a super big mouthful of cold air. Coming. Male and male festivals. Don't Dillith refuse again? The beast didn't mention it in one breath. Obediently, a gray text. Males like you. Why not from... Telos' eyes turned to dangerous eyes. Staring at Nox, Magnetic just warmed to him. Little Magnetic likes white tigers. The little female kills the white tiger for the white tiger plus oak. I don't like wandering. To join the tribe, before Tylos is ready to shoot. Dillis hurriedly added this sentence. Telos answered without hesitation what it meant to say yes. Until Tylos handed the oak leader a filter. Dillith finally understands. What does Tylos mean by good? He joined the tribe. Dillis and none. Lovely holding cotton in the cotton field. Although the mentality is very explosive, but the work to be done can't be left behind, Krona told him. Female orcs have sex twice a year. The great flame season and the great cold season. It starts when the female is in heat for the first time, declares his maturity. Can start mating for the first time. If you are lucky, you will succeed in having a baby, then recuperate at Dayanji. If there is no mating at the time of release, may completely damage the female's body. Let him never be able to conceive. Newborn females are especially vulnerable. It is absolutely impossible not to mate. This is also why every year, tribe have bonfires for their young females. The party picked out significant others for them. The release period is like a modern girl's menstruation. Shushi's cotton acts as a sanitary napkin. But post-release mating is a big problem. Of course, Dearest doesn't mind. The long-term rule of polyandry, or find significant others as adults. But now he's a bear. How to mate with an orc in rut. Besides, he is only 10 days away from his rut. He doesn't want to have a rushed relationship. And marry a male in a hurry. A large white cotton. Appear in front of Dillis. Dillis looked back at Telos. There are some differences. Telos moves the snake's tail, exposing the cotton like a hill behind. So much. Dillis looked at the small ball of cotton in her arms. The thought just now was ripped out again. Telos seems to be pretty good too. Think about it. Telos is a scandal then. He is much better, before joining the Oak tribe. Although Telos had forced him to do it every night. Return to his cave. Other times I'm really nice to him. When he challenged him, Telos would never hurt him. Occasionally Dillis hurts Telos. And Telos didn't care. Dillis was injured. Telos will press him to the ground with force. Help him lick his wounds. Honey bandaged him. During the day, Tyros never restricted his freedom. Tyros even used his own adult affairs. Returned Snake Leg, and her own hair. Made him a suit. A small varnish vest and a short skirt. It fits well. But Dillith insisted. To find the freedom to join the tribe. So I keep rejecting it subconsciously. Telos was so angry that he threw the clothes back at him. Dillis, tempting to take the hill of cotton. He only has one tail and 2 hands can't hold it. Telos took his things. All stuffed into their own anti-aging. It's all stuffed in. Why is his anti-aging space so big? Telos laughed and didn't explain. deliberately remaining mysterious to arouse Dilith's curiosity. In fact, when the level of the snake beast breaks through Zuin, the anti-aging space can be big enough to fit an orc. But it doesn't look like it. They will still be flat against age. Hidden somewhere in the snake's tail. Dilith really took the bait. Bend over to observe. Anti-aging and Telos near the tip of the tail. Want to open. Telos stopped him. Dilith didn't understand what he meant. I tried to pull the anti-aging of Telos again. Tylo's tail suddenly twitched and tightened. He still poked Dilith's hand away expressionlessly. Delis has a crooked heart. He withdraws his hand reluctantly. Looking at Telos seems to be finally relieved. Suddenly, he reached out his hand and squeezed the pedicle hard again. Ross's anti-aging Tylos grunted. Delis laughed and fled. Just turned around, he was yanked back by Telos and pushed to the ground. Cold lips on her lips. To prevent this mischievous little one, what did the snake do? Telos was very prescient. Pressed down with its own snake tail. Her Dilis can't move. Uncontrolled bone in Telos's lower abdomen. Get up against Dilith. Dilis was so scared that she twisted and tried to run away. Rogue snake, don't move, Telos said lightly and coldly. His lips still touch his walk away. Rogue snake Dilith stared with round eyes. Tylos laughed. Rogue snake. It was you, Dilis, who threatened him with fangs. Telos freed a hand to rub his head. In a deep voice, you are proposing to me. No snake's tail can't be touched. Dilis is dead. Nia Nwenuo said that what I touched was anti-aging. That's the tail. Telos leaned over. Give Dilis one last kiss. The hard stuff against him is gone. Telos regained his expressionless expression. Pull Dilis up and the snake goes home. Dilis tried to pull her hand back. He turned his head away. The word homecoming made his emotions suddenly a little sensitive. The small nostrils at the corners of the eyes shrink. Quietly wet eyes. You are the little snake. Little snake goes home. Although Tyros knew that Dilis wanted to make a nest of stones, but he's also a tongue beast. Chiseling through stone is a painful task. So Telos simply used a sperm. Hire an orc to help them build a house. Let's talk about building a house. Dilith has so much to say. But the money was spent by Tylos. Dilis is embarrassed to speak. He bit the tip of his tail unbearably. Telos chose to build a house on his property. You want to build him a house, right? What kind of house are you going to build? Always ask his opinion. It's hard for Tyros to ignore the snake's gaze. He turns around. The little snake opened its big, innocent eyes, a look of urgency to ask me. Telos hook lip. What do you want by rubbing the snake's head? Dilith was instantly refreshed. The house should face in this direction, the front. Heads. This is the gate. This side lives, and this side puts clutter. This side is the living room. Dilith stumbles slowly to the right. In high spirits, stick out your slender fingers and point them around. No response from Telos. And slid onto the turf, dancing explanation to Telos. Nox remembers. Dilis begged him to help with the house. This thing went down because of Telos's trouble. Venkono is not at ease. Come to Dilith's territory to see the situation. Dilly didn't finish speaking. It was taken away by Telos. Dilis turned around. Telos, who was expressionless just now, slowly evoking a gentle smile. What was that? Unt. Telos smiles and falls into your territory. Well done. Dilis turned to the orc in charge of building the house and said, Mezzanine floor. Thank you, orcs work very efficiently. The house was built in a day. Tyros took over Dilis very consciously. The original planned bedroom, coiled into a snake plate and lazily nested in the corner. Dilis thinks about the money people pay. It's okay to stand and walk a room. At night, Dilith went to sleep in the originally planned woodshed, but was swept back to the bedroom by Telos. It turns out that the money is not for the bedroom, sleeping with snakes. Next day, Krona arrived at Dilith's house on time again. But this time it wasn't Delis, it was Telos. Diliston understood. This female can change her mind so quickly. His heart couldn't tell if it was easy or heavy. The easy thing is, Krona may never bother him again. The heavy thing is that Krona has his eyes on Tylos again. Dilis pokes secretly, trying to make Telos into something significant other, but Tyros never responded to Krona. A few days later, the disadvantages of two lone beasts joining a social horde, finally revealed, with the end of the ban. Prohibited approach. Like a snake. The washed creature gradually became irritable. The cabin is very comfortable, but a little hot and a little dry. A bit noisy at night. Plus the two of them lone beasts already live. Because of roughness, new home for them. It's just a hole in the changed place. Eating every day is like drinking blood. Basically no different from the wild. Dilis, who occasionally doesn't hate fire too much, grills some unseasoned meat. Less than 110, the taste of the barbecue at the campfire. Life is not. And they didn't have the basic hide to make a bed. Because snake beasts can't need animal skins. Dilis thought about it. I had to go back to Kino, who seemed to be reliable. Dilis hit a lot of prey early in the morning. Take off the Kino house. He has too many prey. Another new kissing male from the tribe. So it's gotten a lot of attention along the way. The snake beast is coming for Kino. He only seduced the powerful snake beast Telos yesterday. Today I'm going to seduce Kino again. Delis the snake. Selecting the powerful orcs of our tribe to seduce. Are you going to wipe out our senior soldiers? The snake beast is really vicious. Delis's tail tickled. He looks over. It's two kissing orcs talking. Shut up if you can't speak. Dylith has a proud chin. Joining the tribe for a few days has talked a lot. He's getting more and more fluent. We're right again. Dillis, the mighty snake beast Telos has begged you for help. Wouldn't it be nice if you two males lived together? Why are you still here to provoke Kino of the White Tiger? It is the tribe that needs powerful orcs to multiply. Enhance the strength of the tribe. And you, a male, want to seduce the male to rob the shoe. This is not about the future of others. Dillis listened to the two orcs one at a time. I don't want to look gloomy at the bottom of my heart. Snakes and snakes are angry and play dogs. The orc was taken aback. What did you say? Driso used to put on a snake tail. Deliberately taller than an orc. Condescending and despising him. Middle finger up, I said you were thin. It's over in 3 minutes. The orc is angry. Just ready to fight back. His eyes rolled. Suddenly reached out his standing paw and slashed at Dillith's vest. Tearing vest. Dillis is quick to pull the clothes. Show protection for the scenery ahead. Dillis's anger can be endured by 100%, but the snake can't. He slapped his tail at the green-striped orc. The orcs generously avoided. Quickly turned into a beast. It's a giant black wolf. The black wolf roared at Dillis. Dillis remains semi-animalistic, although he cannot cut stone. But pierce the body of a black wolf. That's more than enough. Dillis opens her mouth, 2 snake teeth spewing venom. The black wolf avoids Salty again. The snake beast actually wants to use poison to cure the wolf beast to death. So vicious. Snake beasts are not a vicious race. Dillis stared at the thin tree ketone. Isn't it too much for him to tear a female's clothes? Are you afraid that the female snake beast is not stunned? You will transform and have no breasts, obviously male. Dillith was blocked in one fell swoop. At this moment, he really wanted to scream. He's a compassionate, he's a female, she's a female, but he couldn't get himself into such trouble. But these days are really frustrating. I really want to leave Oakbrook now. He fell off his prey. The atmosphere is gone. Telos happened to be away from home today. Dillith is confused. 2 years of living alone make him really eager to join a tribe. A life of unity with everyone. But his identity seems troublesome. If you really leave the Oak tribe like this. Next tribe. Could it be worse than Oak's attitude? He coiled himself into mosquito coil. Sticky nest in the corner of the room thinking about snakes. It would be nice to be a normal female. No, weak females die easily. Mighty saint. Kindness can make it easier for him to give birth in the beast chamber. Come down, but Antilos is back. I can clearly feel the lost breath of Dylith. Tyros approached him. Show him the serpent nature. Long satin-like smooth hair. Falling in front of Dillith. A small part of it ran across his cheek. It's very comfortable to itch. Dillith takes his comfort. Telos, can't I really tell everyone that I'm Saint Mercy? Tylos said nothing, just rubbing his head. When Dillis couldn't hold back and was about to cry, Tylos finally spoke. Little snake, you are about to be in heat. Tyros, please don't make it worse. The snake simply covers its head with its tail. Dream alone. Delisa's prey was left in front of the Nox house. After returning from hunting, Kino asked the surrounding orcs, prepare to return the prey. Nox was waiting at Dillith's door. When Dillis came out, the eye sockets are still a little red and swollen, and that smells like female heat. More intense than the day of the campfire. Rich and restless beasts. Nox was afraid he couldn't control himself. Take a few steps back quietly, Dillis. Are you going to take over? Dillith hasn't recovered from her sadness. He is not afraid of boiling water when he dies. Nonsense, no. I like males. But you smell like a female in heat. I don't know. Why? Nox is paranoid and must figure this out. Delistan comes back to her senses, dried with big simple eyes. You asked the wrong question. He's going back with his prey. Nox, stop him. The door to Delisa's house is not big. Noel is the extremely sturdy type. The shoulders of the double doors are closed. The whole door is blocked by him. Delise, which female is going to be with you? It's not magnetic. You smell very strong. I can't ask wrong. Dillis couldn't think of an excuse. Looking straight at him with big eyes. I look at Kino inexplicably guilty. How could he admit that it didn't matter whether Dillith was female or fierce? He kind of didn't want Dillis. Geru saw Nox's guilt. Dillis suddenly smiled angrily. Do you like me? Nox was taken aback. 3 meters away, jumped directly into Dillis's house. It was slapped by Telos's tail again. Kino just wanted it. Run away from Dillis's question. So take the opportunity to play. By the way, take revenge for the last tale of Telos. Let's fight. So Kino got into a fight with the snake again. The melon-eating beasts are here again. However, this time the spearhead is directly aimed at Dillis. Look, another male orc fights over Dillis. Is the strongest orc in our tribe. Dillis, a male. 1 male is enough to possess Tylos. Not even Nox. Nox may have fallen in love with Dillis. He's fighting over Dillis. The beasts are talking. Dillis wanted to argue out loud that he was female. It's a female. But Dillis can't... The snake took a deep breath. The calculation is going to explode. Krona came riding the big brown bear too. Tyros be my significant other. Dillith's tail swept viciously. Pounced on the ground. Telos is my significant other. How can males do significant other? You are trying to make Telos last. Krona's righteous words, Telos. As long as you're willing to be my significant other, I can make you my first male. Dillith showed a chicken upturned expression. He really wants to ask the big brown bear, with a philandering female. Will he really not regret it? But Dillith won't ask. He is a serpent. He prefers to express his attitude through actions. Dillith wraps the big brown bear's neck with its snake tail. Shake him off. Dillith, what do you mean? Krona screams to teach you a lesson. Tribes are not allowed to harm females. Then he had to start with his male. Dillith doesn't feel guilty at all. With such a playful female. You should think about the consequences. If the big brown bear is smart enough, it will leave on its own. If you don't leave, then Dillith accompanies against his loyalty. The big brown bear is also a kissing orc. But against Dillith, who lived in the wild for a long time. Not an opponent at all, in Dillith's unilateral teasing of Big Brown. Bear time. Krona went to Kino for help. It's a pity that Kino is also being beaten unilaterally after Dillith cleaned up the big brown bear. To stop Telos, Nox got up from the ground scarred. Dillith took a quick look at his injury. Fortunately, it's all skin trauma. He knew it. Telos is a very measured snake. Ignore Telos, stop. Dillith went to his house with Kino in a roll. Put Kino in his nest. Dillith secretes mucus from his mouth. A paw on Nox's wound. Nox squeezed open. This little injury will heal tomorrow. He still struggles. Dillith's men are working harder. Just short. Put the mucus directly into Nox's wound. Nox obediently drugged Dillith. Nox's heart is full of mixed emotions. He thinks he must have been single for too long. When facing Dillith, so flustered. I know what I'm thinking, and I've calmed down for a long time. Nox wanted to talk about something. Break the awkward atmosphere between the two. How would Dillith save money with you? In my heart, I want to give myself a big mouth. How could I ask such a failed question? Dillith is a bad deal at her feet. Closer to Nocno. You really like me? The memory of a snake is only 3 seconds, so Dillith's sadness came and went quickly. Young girl's ignorance of sexual maturity and love. Soon replaced by youth. After a day, Dillith followed Kino in high spirits. Led hunting party. Went out hunting. In a few days, the females will start to rut one after another. During this time, the hunting team will hunt as much as possible. Smoke prey. When storing beast essence, fail to prepare for more infections in the North Sea. Certainly, if they're lucky, they can also swap for females. Dillith is a news orc. Must participate in these days of hunting. But maybe it's because it's about to be in rut. Dearest is always feeling irritable. I don't feel well anywhere on my body. He's going to follow the team led by Kino today. Into the depths of the eastern forest. Try your luck. Tyros also wants to be in love, but was stopped by Dillith. The reason is that Dillith may be in heat in a few days. As the only orc who knew that Dillith was a saint, he needs Telos to help him. Find a cave where you can hide, and help him store a lot of prey. Wait until he finishes publishing. He hooked up with Telos, then leave Oak together, to find a new tribal life. In order to cover up the smell of being in heat. Dylist asked Telos. Covered with vanilla. This is a way to mask the smell of chaos. Smelly grass. Good harvest today. They've got a dozen surprises. And a few sagey and golden clothes are at the front of the line. Send out low after-sales service. That's what vigilance means. The beast stopped. It was quiet for a while. Somewhere there was a sudden noise in the bushes. Almost simultaneously emerged from the bushes. A dark shadow. It's a kissing green snake. The beasts are preparing for battle. A bunch of beasts ran out of the bushes one after another. They're all on the high side. The next moment, the sky remembered the high-pitched bird song. Dillith hasn't had time to see it yet. The appearance of the bird and beast. The bird beast swooped down quickly. It's a white beast? Retreat quickly! Dillith shouted to the beasts. The tallest person in their team is no more than Raven. It's just that all the orcs are working hard. It can't beat this white bird beast at all. No decisively led the retreat. Almost instantly, the first green snake. Taken away by birds and beasts, a few drops of blood floated down from the air. The bird beast swallowed the tongue beast. He no longer looked at the other beasts. Instead, it directly locked on Lanwin's Kino. Dive down to him. Nox ran under the tree. Dillith has kept the prototype in the upper body. He quickly reported to Kino. Nox does it, but the strength of the white bird beast cannot be underestimated. Kino didn't hide under a tree. Almost at the same time, that tree will be broken by the wings of birds and beasts. The flight of birds and beasts is not affected at all. This is too foul. Ran for dozens of miles, seeing the distance between the birds and beasts and the orcs getting closer and closer. Dillith found a pool of water. Kino's in the water. Kino has never had the experience of diving to escape birds and beasts. I don't know if Dillith's method will work at all. But he subconsciously believed Dillith's words. One plunged into the water. The bird beast realizes that it is Dillith who is hindering his hunting. So a dive towards Dillith. Dillith also followed the lock to the water. Kino spring water is too slow. Bird beast sword empress is going to charge Kino. Dillith rolls up the knots and pulls them underwater. Zhengshu also followed Dillith's movements into the pool. However, the pool at this time is the lowest. A large, nearly circular creature. Hovering there quietly, the creature's body is covered with countless white and sharp teeth. The odontodon has excellent underwater eyesight. Should see that I don't know when. After the appearance of an unknown object, Dillith stopped the car quickly. Prevented his collision with an unknown object. But not yet stable. The unknown creature suddenly seemed to be breathing. Violent ups and downs. The fangs on the surface of the body rise up. The sudden turn of Dilith's water Chinese medicine. Turn around and escape to the surface first. Kino was not so lucky. Once the fur of the whole body touches water, it becomes extremely heavy. It makes it difficult for him to resist the inertia and quickly float up. Other land orcs are no exception. One by one, they fell into the monster's mouth. Nox watched helplessly. Watch your subordinates die one by one. He was in a bad mood but could do nothing. Dilith is the closest to Kino. Then throw out the snake tail and wrap Kino. When Kino was entangled in the snake's tail, the whole beast is in a state of shock. He looked down the snake's tail, hesitating Dilith in the water. In a determined manner, send him away from the monster's saw without hesitation, while Dilith is slowly sinking because of his weight. The white tiger's pupils dilate. The hairy beard was unbelievable at this time. Gradually, only Dilith was left in his eyes. Black supple hair. With his fair and graceful body, swaying in the water together, sunlight scatters through the water into sacred shapes. Shrouded his whole snake in it. When the people are swallowed by monsters one by one, only Dilith is still fearless in the face of danger. Give his life to Kino. Send him ashore. Nox thought he was beautiful at the moment. So what if it's not a female? Nox suddenly thought so. If they all survive, Nakno must have dedicated his life to Dilly. Protect him all his life. Intestinal tract of unknown organism. Delicious food seems to be stimulated. The speed of activity suddenly increases. The body shape that originally protruded like a semicircle quickly becomes a depression. Now he is like a bloody mouth. Bite at Delise and Nox. This is something that Delise didn't expect either. Even if he gave up on Kino at this time, I'm doomed to be unable to escape. Why don't Dilith use all her strength? Throw Kino to the surface of the water. I'm sinking fast. Soon his back was up against the monster's fangs. Blood poured from countless wounds. In Nox's sight, Dilith has been wrapped in blood red. Seeing that Kino hesitated and refused to go ashore, Dilith took the time to make a gesture to him to come ashore. If they all survive, he must have protected Dilith for the rest of his life. Swim firmly to the surface. Smear the wound on the back. Delise uses a snake tail. Push a little harder between the monster's teeth, then bounce quickly. The whole snake appears like this. Escape from the monster's mouth. Swim quickly to the water. The bird and beast that originally circled the lake. I don't know when I left. Dilith struggled to get out of the water. Leap a high arc on the water. Monsters follow. However, the bird and beast that disappeared just now, just lurking on the edge of the pool. And Dilith and Kino jumped up. Open your mouth and you will bite at the birds and beasts. And the next second, the monster suddenly changed its target. Swallowed the bird beast that attacked in one bite. Dilith finally saw the monster clearly. A shape about 20 meters in diameter. Like an upside-down jellyfish, it's spiked. Dark green creatures with fangs inside. As he leaps out of the water, a strong and strange fragrance of flowers came to you. Delise and Kino immediately blocked their noses. Prevent inhaling odors. However, this strange floral fragrance, quietly from Dearest squeezed into the wound on her back. Dilith began to look in a trance. He shook his head. Know that this place is not suitable for long stay. He staggered towards the edge of the forest. Nox followed, always ready to cut off Delise. His back was bloody. Maybe it's because of the fragrance of the flowers. His wound, there's even a faint green mist surrounding it. Nox couldn't help frowning. Please don't happen. Dilith is breathing faster and faster. He started to catch the wound on his back. Nox hurriedly couldn't hold back his hands. Don't let him succeed. Dilith's situation is urgent. Can't wait to go back to the tribe. Nox takes Dilith to a cave. Dilith has been very irritable about this. After being released, he starts rolling like crazy on the ground, rubbing his back. It seems that half bestiality is inconvenient. Dilith will become a full snake. Crazy rubbing wounds on the ground. Wounds are worn away at a rate visible to the naked eye. Nox was afraid that he would go crazy and kill himself like this. Hold the serpentine Dilith end to end. Keep him from moving. The operation was stopped this time, instantly red. Ketone opened its tongue and teeth to bite at Kino. But imprisoned and unable to move, he simply took human form. He stretched out his claws and grabbed Kino, who was going to hide. But because I saw something unexpected. Stunned by Delis's paw, he saw it was a female. Delise is actually a female. Fair skin. Slender waist? It's not fully developed yet. But the waist-to-hip ratio is amazing. Nox suddenly spurted blood into his nasal cavity. A warm outflow. He quickly slapped himself. Curse yourself. The look is finally clear. Dilith suddenly stopped moving. His eyes were fixed on the top of the cave. I seemed to see a godlike mouth slightly open, breathe hard like a choking fish. And then he let out a sad noise. Delise curled herself up. I closed my eyes in pain. But after a while he couldn't hold on. Began to roll on the ground uncomfortably. All kinds of rubbing. He's so weird. Nox's worried heart was shaking. He leaned over cautiously, holding Dilith in my arms. Dilith, hold on. I'll take you to the vet. And Dilith was suddenly touched by the knockout. It was like discovering a new continent. Hold him tightly and don't let go. Kino feeling. Until he wrapped himself tighter and tighter. He rubbed against himself unbearably. The whole snake is moist. Nox suddenly understood what Dillith was trying to do. But how could he take advantage of the tree's danger? Dillith is getting worse and worse, until the nostrils and ears start to bleed. Nox is finally cruel. Stunned Dillith with a slap. He wants to bring Dylith back to the tribe. But no, what I just saw? Nox already knows that Dillith is the Holy Mercy, remembering that he also knew Dillith before. I don't want to reveal my identity as a saint. A brief struggle. Nox hides the unconscious Dylith. Turn into a beast and rush to the tribe quickly. Nox didn't say anything. Run to Dillith's house as fast as you can. Telos is in a hurry, waiting in the courtyard. Nox slammed on the brakes, bringing billowing dust. Telos, listen to me. Dylith needs the knolls. Telos almost instantly. I understood what he meant. Signaled to Kino to lead the way. Kino was already very tired, a little slow. Teros despised him for being too slow. Carried Kino directly to his shoulders and let him show the way. Dillith wakes up again in the cave. He was in so much pain. I couldn't help but scream. He was the only orc in the cave at this time. Dylith needs to save herself. He stood up, holding on to the wall of the cave. Go outside. Outside the cave, Tylos just arrived with Kino on his back. The wound on Dylith's back is still oozing blood. The blood mixed with the soil slid down his legs. Fall to the ground, he's gone pale from the blood loss. Telos' tail tightened in an instant. Trash Kino on Telos' shoulders. Although not named, he also knew for sure that Telos was scolding himself. Just wanted to say a few words. Nox was slapped out by Telos' tail. Dillith looked up and saw Telos. She thought it was a hallucination caused by the fragrance of flowers, hesitating to come forward, and Telos hugged Dillith as fast as possible. The scent of the male tongue beast's aggression keeps squeezing into the nasal cavity. Dillith's mind quickly collapsed. The body is hot again. He couldn't help but cling to the cold and cold Telos. The snake called to him. His voice was also cool at this time. Dillith can hear. He hummed a little snake in a daze. You planted love grass. The little snake in my arms is squeezing. I don't know what the answer was. He rubbed against Telos' collarbone and thought it wasn't enough. Rubbing Telos' face again. Finally rubbed Tyros on the corner of his cold lips. Adam's apple rolling snake. Be my significant other. Dillith has a heavy nasal voice, but he hummed the sentence clearly. Telos didn't really believe him. He held up Dillith's face. Force him to open his eyes, little snake. I'll help you detoxify. Yes, Dillith's face is red from burning. He was dizzy. I can't think about anything complicated. Something, but he still knew one thing clearly. I'm sorry. You put on the lips of Teros. His smash broke Dylith's apology. Telos long lived in the wild. I'm used to putting some commercial grass in the mud forest. When the level of the snake beast breaks through the child pattern, the space in their mud forest will become huge. You can easily put down a Kino. Teros tore the medicine on Dilly first, and then we started confirming it. The process of everything is very gentle. The lower half of Telos turned into a snake tail. Wrap Dillith tightly in your arms. But I was very careful not to touch the wound on his back. Snakes mating takes a day and a night. This day and night, Nox was just outside the cave protecting them. When bored, Kino listened to the movement in the cave. Looking up at the sky, I remember from the first time I met Dillith. I keep thinking about the last time I saw Dillith. A 2-year-old little snake beast. But it has a strong ability to survive. No heart, swallows are misunderstood as males who don't even know. After learning that Dillith is female, every little temper of his in the past, little gestures become incredibly cute. Kino raised the corners of his mouth slightly. An ugly male, but was saved by a news female. She was poisoned trying to save him. This kindness does not seek to be his significant other. Just stay by his side and protect him. The mating is finally over, but the female's painful voice still persists. Nox looked in through the hole worriedly. Telos, who happened to come out, blocked his view. The two beasts look at each other silently. Telos looked cold. I'm going to find medicine to detoxify the snake. I'll go, you stay and protect Dillith. Not suggested. It's dangerous, you can't. Nox was choked up. I don't think Dillith is doing well. If you can't be silent because of this sentence. For a long time, Kino was in a hurry. Kino, go help him. It's a dilemma. As a possessive shooter. As soon as you have significant others, you must give up significant others. It's just painful. To save Dillith's life, it has to be Telos. Go deep into the forest to find the antidote yourself, because Nox's weight is too low. Come to think of it, to give the second significant other a place. Weak wolf text. The tiger beast Telos is extremely unwilling. But the little snake's life is at stake. Ultimately, Teros had to come to terms with reality. When Telos said this, every word is difficult. His voice was slightly husky in aggression. Nox heard he had significant other. You have to let go out of helplessness and loneliness. Sensitive lips, Nox assured Telos. Won't protect Dillith with my life. Telos did not respond. Leave all the business grass on yourself. And its own snake legs, quickly sticking out into the forest. Dillith is asleep. I just don't sleep well. Eyebrows popping up deeply. More distress to suffocate. Gently turn Dylith over. Step on Telos' tongue and legs into thin strips of grass and mash them up. Put it on Dillith. And the grass was applied to the wound with a constant tingling sensation. Dillith woke up in pain. His pupils are still clear. knowing that Nox was drugging him. Dillis took the test and didn't see Telos. He turned pale. What about Nautilus? He's going to find you the antidote. Dillis, would you like something to eat? Dillis frowned. In fact, I have no appetite at all. But if you want to survive, you must not eat. So Dillis nodded.